Hi, just want to thank everybody for having me today. Obviously, have to thank the administration here and Coach O and everyone that played a vital role in getting me here to Baton Rouge. And couldn't be more excited to be here. Fired up to be sitting here in this chair in front of you guys today, and ready and willing to answer any questions you might have.
Hey Blake, welcome to Baton Rouge. My name is Michael Cobble. I work in TV here, just down the street from LSU, so going to see a lot of you. The linebacker position this year at LSU was kind of underachieving, I guess. When you look at what you got when you walk into this job, how excited are you to work with some of those guys and maybe have them reach their potential?
I'm really excited. You know, I've had one opportunity so far to kind of just see them move around, and I think there's really, you know, have the opportunity to work with a bunch of talent, a lot of youth. So, you know, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. And the one thing I like about young players is, you know, a lot of them haven't created a lot of bad habits. So kind of like dealing with a fresh pound of Play-Doh a little bit. So I'm excited to get the opportunity. Really, today will be the first time we really get to be hands-on and work on the grass with them.
Hey, Coach, this is Shay Dixon with 24/7 Sports. Congrats on the new hire.
Thank you.
Coach O called you an outstanding recruiter a little bit ago. Obviously, when you were at Tech, y'all guys recruited the state well, and then at Miami, you recruited Louisiana. How excited are you now to put on an LSU polo and be able to recruit those same guys here and in that Houston area?
I'm really excited about it. Obviously, having this logo on your shirt, you know, it just means more. So when you walk into a school, especially in the state of Louisiana and a city like Houston with so much talent, you know, kids will perk up when you walk through the door. So hopefully it's a lot easier than it was, you know, being 1,000 miles away or even at a smaller school. So I'm excited about the opportunity. I absolutely love coaching kids from Louisiana, and you know, there's just they just have an inherent toughness about them. You know, they like to work. I always say you can't ask them to do it enough. You know, those guys, they're blue collar and they have a business-like approach to this game, so they're fun to coach.
Hey Blake, Brody Miller with The Athletic. Obviously, linebacker is a position that's kind of evolved with modern football. So what exactly do you kind of look for specifically with linebackers you want?
That's a good question. You know, I think like you just talked about, it's really evolved. You know, the first thing I always want to look for is toughness. Are they tough? You want them to have good length and good speed. They got to be able to play in space, like you just talked about, the ability to make open field tackles. And then high character guys. I really believe that if a guy is willing to come in and work and take care of his business, he's going to be a really great player for you one day.
Hey Blake, Brooks Gavina from The Advocate. I actually played at Clear Lake in 2009, so I know about Clear Springs. So,
Nice. I played at Clear Lake.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What year?
Graduated in 2000.
Okay.
You never saw my statue out front of the building?
Oh, I
They
did,
must have
but,
tore it down with the new construction.
Well, they're not erecting any of me, so I don't have to worry about it. Well, all right, Falcons, all right. Ed Ogeron was talking about how you and Durante Jones, you can help support this defense. What's kind of your plan with him, and what do you see this vision of LSU football moving forward?
You know, my plan, and I talked to Durante, you know, right when I accepted the job, and I'm here to be a sounding board for him. I'm not here to be the defensive coordinator, and I wanted him to know that, you know, up front, and I guess he had done a little research on me and felt comfortable with me as well. But I tell you, the last couple of days spending time with that guy, he's really, I think we're going to gel really well together. We've been out to lunch and kind of just got to know each other, and I think our personalities really gel well together. And you know, I told him I'm here to help, and I know the pro game is probably a little different than the college game, and you know, if I do make a suggestion, it's out of a good place, and we're all trying to win games here. And he's a low ego, high output guy, much like myself, so I don't think it'll be an issue. But I'm fired up to work for him. Really, really sharp, knows his stuff, and like I said, just fun to be around.
Yeah, Blake, Ron Higgins, Tiger Ag magazine. most of the time when you have a move, it's a big transition. Having had as many ties you have to Louisiana and your wife in Mandeville, I imagine this wasn't a hard sell to the family.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't looking to leave Miami, and this is, this is probably, well, it is the only job that I would have left Miami for. The ability for my wife to be so close to home. We got 3 kids, 6, 3, and 1. So, bless her heart. She's the real MVP. I don't know how she does it, but being able to be close to home, and a lot of her best friends still live, between here, Mandeville, Lafayette, and I have a lot of family in Covington, Madisonville, Mandeville. So it's a dream come true to be able to come home and have the support that we have. And when I told her, she was crying tears of joy. So to be able to see that, and the old saying, happy wife, happy life. We were fired up to get here.
Hey Blake, Wilson Alexander with the Advocate. Congrats on getting the job. Ed said that as he interviewed y'all, it was critical to see how you would be able to talk and connect with players. So how do you approach building relationships with these guys?
It's what you have to do first and foremost. Without trust, there is no relationship. And a coach told me a long time ago that a kid doesn't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I've really followed that philosophy my entire coaching career. I've already sat down already called and had conversations with all the linebackers and let them know that, I'm going to make them a better player, but I'm also going to make them a better person. And that just comes from spending time together, having them over to the house, being around me and my family, seeing how I interact with my wife and my kids, and hopefully can portray a father figure mentality to some of these guys.
Hey, Coach, Glenn Gilbo from USA Today, Louisiana. Papers, Trick Ford up you used to coach. Are you going to be recruiting North Louisiana? And could you have stayed at Miami as defensive coordinator?
Yeah, absolutely could have stayed at Miami as defensive coordinator. And, Coach Diaz and I had conversations about when this came up. And, it was, like I said, there wasn't going to be another place that I left Miami for. As far as the recruiting, we really haven't sat down and talked about areas. I've recruited Shreveport. I've really recruited all of Louisiana, Houston. So wherever they see, wherever I can help the staff be most valuable, that's where I'll be put.
Hey Blake, Jacques Duce, WAFB, Channel 9 here in Baton Rouge. Enjoyed talking to your brother Bo. He gave me a lot of great stories about you. You seem passionate about your high school days, so let me ask you. He told me a story that sums you up. Your high school, he said, more likely to go to NASA than the NFL. You guys didn't have a whole lot of talent, but you shocked this team in the playoffs, and you had never kicked before, but they let you kick that game. You kicked the game-winning extra point and everything. You remember that game?
Oh yeah.
What can you recall about that game and just your spirit? He talked about when you played, at Tulane. You were an undersized linebacker, but you always, you could tell you were going to be a good coach.
Yeah, I think I've always had a passion for the game. Probably had, a chip on my shoulder just being undersized and kind of doubted, my entire career. But that game specifically, I think it was the first round of the playoffs versus North Shore, and I believe they signed like 17 Division I players off of that team, and I think we had maybe 5 or 6. So, our kicker, he hadn't made the grade, so we had kicking tryouts, I think, on that Monday or Tuesday, and I ended up being the kicker. And long story short, we were down 21, and I was such a bad kicker, I accidentally kicked a squib kick off of their front line, and that caught it. We recovered it and kind of got us going, and ended up coming back and kicking the game-winning extra point there in the last minute. So something you'll never forget. But I've always had a passion for the game. My mom always used to think I would be an agent or a coach or something. I'd watch reruns of SportsCenter from when they played the same thing over from 6 in the morning till 6 at night, and she's, I could memorize the whole show by the end of the day, and that's just, how I don't know, it's always something I've always been passionate about is sports and especially football.